Welcome to the Online Car Show channel. I'm James, and today we're going to be going over the RM HD racing meter from Moza Racing, or their dashboard. So without hesitation, let's go ahead and get this video started. Well, excuse the background noise, but it's back to being just miserable hot in Houston, so I've got the AC running in the background in the garage. But today we're going to be going over the RM HD racing meter. Before I get into that too deep, let's go over the channel updates and what's going on. The Corvette's still down. I know it's driving me mad too. I was going to try to hit the LS Fest in Fort Worth. That's where the Corvette's at. The Focus, I still need to put in the mod I told you about. Hopefully get to it this weekend, if not the next. So that video will be coming up here shortly. And that's pretty much the updates as of right now. As soon as we get the car back, of course, we'll be hitting shows and stuff like that. So be sure, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe below so you don't miss any of that upcoming content. And it helps my channel to grow. Thank you. All right, so let's get into it. The RM HD racing meter from Moza Racing. What this is basically is a little dashboard, if you will, that sits on top of the steering wheel hub, and gives you a wide range of readouts and stuff just to help you driving. Those that don't know, you can purchase these on the side with pretty much any racing rig, or build your own from an iPhone like I did in the past. But this just really makes life a lot easier. The steps you got to take in the software behind the scenes can be a little bit annoying and time consuming, and this really just kind of makes everything, it's kind of the easy button. So let's go over some of the stats about it before we just throw a bunch of adjectives at it. The stats of it, we've got a 5-inch 16.7 million color 800 by 480 high definition screen, and it is that the screen quality, picture quality, color quality is spot on. It's all you need. It's above and beyond. Pogo pin quick assembly, compatible with most racing games, and airplane made of airplane grade aluminum, and I think I saw in here it's 60 hertz, so you'll get 60 frames per second basically possible. 60 frames in a second is super fast update time. In fact, I think that's better than I'm getting off my dashboard, my old iPhone dashboard with SimHub. I don't think I have it set quite that high. So the refresh rate, the colors, the screen, can't complain at all about that. It's 100%. There have been some, I'll go over, I guess, the complaints first that I've got from other videos. Go over them with you guys. The only complaint on the screen that I've gotten so far from somebody else's channel was just the assembly. The guy wanted it to be able to just pop on instead of screw on. Basically, to assemble this and put it on the rig, you're going to have 4 little tiny screws, and it's also going to come with a real convenient screwdriver, or Allen key screwdriver, so you can get those screws in. One guy was complaining he wanted it to be able to quickly snap off and snap back on. I don't really see the need for that. I kind of like the fact that it's hard mounted. It's just less likely to pop off in a race, or you know, you get into quick assembly stuff, there's just more chances for stuff to break. So I personally kind of like the fact that it screws in. Some of y'all may disagree. If you do, put it in the comments. Now to go over, I guess, what I saw as the downfall in this, or where it could be improved. And this isn't really anything to do with the structure of it or the display. I think I'd like to see more dashes, and we'll go over all the dashes that are in there, but I'd like to see more dashes in it, and I'd also more dash options, and also the ability to maybe customize the dashes, what each readout is, and move it around, have a custom dash of your own with inputs. And also one other really cool thing, I mean, when you think about this, they've got a dashboard connected to their system, which has a steering wheel with buttons and controls on it. they could really capture the market here and do something I don't think anybody else has done, and have it to where that steering wheel controls the dash. So you could basically set it up to where you go to another dashboard, maybe with tire information, and go back to your lap dash, whatever. It'd be really cool to see Moza develop the dash more. I think it has such potential, even more so than where it's at right now. So hopefully they get the message about that. In the future we'll see many upgrades, and I'm sure there's plenty more dashes coming. So let's go over the dashes now. All right, well, let's take a second to go to the software here to show you how to operate the screen, how easy it is. On the left here, I found you go over to the screen, shows you a digital layout, kind of what's going on. RM digital dash, it says up top. Got different styles. The simple style version 1 I'm using. Oh, you drag it, there you go. And you can see it already changed it on the bottom. You can switch through the different styles. And this kind of brings up a topic, or something I wouldn't mind seeing in the software in the future, is the ability to get a couple different parameters in here. One thing I like to see and adjust as I'm driving is brake bias. Another one that could be used in some games is traction control, ABS settings, ERS. There's all kinds of stuff that it wouldn't, at least brake bias in iRacing. I wouldn't mind seeing. That way when I'm adjusting it on the steering wheel and stuff, I get some kind of representation of where it's at. And that's really the only complaint I have against it. And in all fairness, you know, for them to put stuff like that in there, they'd have to custom tailor it for every single game, or have the parameters loaded for every single game. So I can understand that why it's not in there right now, but in the future I wouldn't mind seeing at least a couple more vehicle specific settings added to see. And one other thing that would be cool, it'd be cool to be able to change this with the steering wheel, just while I'm putting a request out there. Like I said, having an interactive dash, you know, with the steering wheel, since Moza owns, you know, the ownership of both. This isn't an aftermarket dash, this is their dash, it's their steering wheel. So why not have it where the steering wheel could interact with the dash and switch the dash while you're driving or whatnot. I think that would be really cool, just to put in my request there. But as you can see, they've got many different options. You've got one that's just simple, gear, miles per hour, estimated time, gap. And then as you go on here, they get more complex in what they're showing. You get pedal layouts now, you get tire temperature showing up, fuel, laps are on there, you got your miles per hour. It also gives you an RPM gauge, which is really nice to have, of course, knowing exactly where to make your shift points. You can change it in the software from kilometers per hour to miles per hour in Celsius and Fahrenheit. You can also adjust the brightness of the unit. And as far as aesthetically speaking, the brightness while driving is weird. This one seems a little brighter than the other ones, but they're all very bright. No issues as far as seeing it. The display itself is spot on, 60 Hertz. It has great refresh rate. No complaints at all there. So I guess enough talking about it. Let's get in and see some driving footage. Alright, well, while iRacing is loading up Watkins Glen and McLaren GT4, we'll go ahead, I'll go show you what I typically do. Import settings there. I keep every single car I race, I have a setting file saved for the Moza setup, and that loads everything. So my McLaren GT4, and double check everything, we look good. Go over the setting or displays. I'm going to be using the realistic style version 7, the last display. It's honestly my favorite, the one I typically use. I've got everything in miles per hour and Fahrenheit. Yes, I am an American, and we like everything different.
Double check your car setup.
Let's see. A little blip. Let's get rid of the driving line. Ooh, what was
I always verify my wheel range, make sure that's all right. So the wheel in iRacing changes the same as your wheel. It's very important. All right, let's go. Ooh, must have been set for a different car. I think I usually do this one at 0. Yeah, 84-ish. You see, you get a real good display even with the lights on in the room. The brightness is all the way up on it, but I like it that way. Didn't distract that much. Ooh, I'm entering bad. Sorry about that. Did not see his car for some reason. You can see it, refresh rate of the display is perfect. I'm braking a little early, but y'all got on to me about the driving line before. Y'all happy? No driving line. This track I know a little better. And car. I say that as I have a sloppy turn, but anyways, back to the displays. You can see it really helps. I'm gonna let this guy around behind me because I'm talking, but really helps to see what's going on. Helps with your shifts, your fuel if you're in a long race. Here, I'll probably pull over and show you all a different display here while I'm out of the way. Let's see here. One thing that bothers me, like I said, I do wish you could interact in the steering wheel and change the display instead of having to do this, but Moza's always changing stuff, so I'm sure it's coming. We'll try this display. It's probably my second favorite. There's only about 3 I'll typically use on here, but I see use for the other ones. I'm not complaining about them. Some people that want it more simple, they got that option. Ooh, I came in hot on that corner. Should have cut that way narrow. Right, whoa, way late. This one, it's got if I really want to see the tire temps, I like this one. It's got them on the display on the bottom right. And the RPM gauge on it's pretty good too. Put a couple more corners in, then I'll switch the gauge again for y'all. Broke way early on that one. Let's get through this long straightaway. They're not really straight, but pedal down. Close enough to go straight away. And as you can see, I use the gauge over here, my old iPhone. I think it's like an iPhone 2 or 3, but I use it for keeping track of the other drivers on the track. If I'm in a race, you know, a GT4 or something with people racing close together, it's nice to be able to see people's safety ratings, just so you can see who you can trust on the track. It really does help. You can see an A-ranked driver or safety ratings A, you know that they're probably not going to hit you. At least you hope. It is iRacing, so who knows. You can see it right here in the middle. So between the 2 dashes here, I've got everything I need except for brake bias. So I'm hoping Moza will add that in the future. It'd be cool to be able to customize the dash more without overcomplicating it. One thing I don't like with the SimHub stuff over here is that their engine to build your own, to me, just seems way overcomplicated. And I don't have time for all that. It'd be nice to see a simple way to get some of the more information you need on the screen. You know, every driver's a little different. About the only thing I use during a race, I use RPM gauge, fuel gauge, my brake bias, and I'll change that throughout the race if it's a long race. That's about it, honestly. I might use tire temps at the very beginning, but usually you can just feel that. Alright, I said I was going to change the gauge. Let's go one more. We're just going to stop in a bad spot and do it. It's practice. People yell. Here we go. This is another one I'll use time to time. I like the simplicity of it, but it also has a lot of information. You got everything the other ones had. Lap times, your tire temps, RPM gauge, fuel gauge, pedals. It's got the same information as the one before, but it just feels more simple without all the colors for some reason. Not a very good corners. I'm not showing my ability to drive very good right now, am I? Oh, that one felt good though. Could have been a lower gear maybe, but felt good. Oh, it came in hot. There we go. Boom, and the video's over. No, but that's all I have for y'all today. Let me know what y'all think in the comments.
Dropping the breed, bring it on in.
Maybe stuff you wouldn't mind Moza seeing and stuff. And I know I share these videos to them. They'll probably watch it. So if you got something you wouldn't mind seeing in upcoming Moza gear and stuff, let them know in the comments.
Well, as you can see, I mean, there's not really much to say about it. It's a great little screen, and I think this is a must-have. If you've got a Moza system, you might as well do this. And one other really cool thing Moza's got going on right now, they just released a new steering wheel. And I believe I saw it's $279. It's kind of a cheaper version of their, I think it's the RS wheel, the D-shaped one I bought, or you can get it circular. It looks like a cheaper version of that wheel. And what this does though, I mean, $279 for a wheel, then you buy their smaller R9 base and their cheaper, more cost-effective pedal set. You've got a whole system. I'm guessing it's probably going to be under $1,000 now, or right at that mark. So you get direct drive and a weaker direct drive system with professional grade parts for a fraction of the price. And so I think that's really cool they're doing that. It's a good idea for Moza. Now I'd like to see more of the expensive side of the steering wheels come out. Let's see if they get to those next. Maybe a NASCAR steering wheel or a rally or a combo would be really cool. But there you have it. Not much to say about this. If you're into the Moza stuff and got the Moza R16 or R21, highly recommend this. It's only a couple $100 and it's well worth it. So, but that's all I have for you guys today. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming updates. Thank you all, and I hope you have a great week.